My first guest is a talented comedian and the host of The Daily Show. Tickets to see him live on the Back to Abnormal tour are available at trevornoah.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah, back another time. Cannot arrest him, even though he's born a crime. There's been some rumors, now we got to know about this new season of The Daily Show.
That's gotta feel good, huh?
Wow.
Come out to a standing O. Come on, they love you, man.
It's a little overwhelming. It's wonderful, thank you. But it's a little overwhelming.
It is, right?
I've been small for very long.
I know you really have.
You know what I feel like is happening right now with the pandemic? I almost feel like the dinosaurs probably thought about like the world like this. Like when the asteroid hits, and they were like boom, and they're like whoa, and then they're like oh we survived, and they were like let's carry on with our lives. Let's go to the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And then like the cloud came and they're like ah man we got confident too quickly.
No. I don't know. I feel like we're on the baby steps
so.
right.
I hope so. Baby steps in the right direction.
back.
Either way, we're having fun along the way.
We're having fun. We're getting back to wearing masks. We're doing the right thing.
You know what my thing is? I go like, this is what the vaccine is supposed to be. I was like, I got the vaccine, and I was like, I'm now gonna have fun. So I was like, I'm gonna test the vaccine. First place I went to Miami. That was the first thing I did. I was like, I got the vaccine. I was like, I'm gonna go to Miami because I want to see if the vaccine works. And I went to Miami, and
Tested
then
it out.
that was great. Didn't get COVID. Got other diseases, but didn't get COVID.
That's
And I was like, yeah,
that's right.
you know. But it's good to be back, man.
I am happy and thankful that you're back here because I saw that you did stand up over the summer for the first time.
It was crazy, man.
I've been watching your show. It's been great, but it's been you in a corner of your house.
Yes. It sounds very depressing, doesn't it?
But it's very funny. It's very funny, and I watch it, and then I go, oh, you went out and did stand up, and I go, when did you decide? Oh, I have to go out and do stand-up?
I didn't decide. So what happened was, no comedian really decided. So Dave Chappelle decided, right? He was like, I'm doing comedy. And then he started phoning people and he's like, you're doing comedy. And I was like, no, I'm staying at home. And he's like, no, you're not. And then he like started doing comedy in like a cornfield in Ohio.
That's correct.
Which I thought was like a joke. Like even when he said it, I was like, that's a nice concept. And he's like, no, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
And then I got there and it was an actual, I thought it was like, you know when people say things, it's in a field. You think it just means in an open, no, it was a field.
You were in a field.
Just driving in Ohio and it was like farm, cow, farm, corn, Dave Chappelle.
Huh.
And then it was just like, we're doing comedy in a field. And then every time he would pop up and he'd just be like, you're doing comedy again. And then I would just do the comedy. So I didn't really decide, and I'm grateful to him because like, I think a lot of comedians needed one comedian to be like, poke, you're going, you're gonna do the show. And
did you have a little bit of an act in your head, or you just go like, no?
I mean, it's been crazy, because you don't see the people. Do you know what I mean? And then when you see the people, like, because the masks are on, and you don't know what's happening behind anybody's faces.
That's true.
Do you know? And like our whole lives, we've been told that masks are like the bad guy. Bad guys wear masks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like good guys wear masks. You know what I mean?
The opposite.
Yeah, it's like the complete opposite of everything now. Yeah. And now you don't know if people are smiling, so like everyone has to do like extra work. A lot
of eye work.
I'm very happy to see you.
Yeah, a lot of eye work. I got a picture of you out that night. Here's you, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle.
That was wild, man.
I mean.
That was, but you see, this is where I actually got tricked. So Dave said he was doing a show that I should come and watch. And so I rode a city bike there. That's how confident I was that I wasn't performing, right? Because you don't ride a bicycle when you're going to like perform at a show. That's like, as a comedian, because the thing is, if you go to a show, you don't know if it's gonna go well, if it's gonna go badly, right? And so if it goes badly, you don't wanna be riding a bicycle home.
No, it's very sad.
That's just like,
that's the most depressing thing in the world. Yeah.
You just want to be in like the back of a car being like, that was terrible. You don't want to ride a bicycle home.
No,
so I rode a bicycle there, and then he was like, oh, you're performing. Then I was like, but I rode a bicycle there.
Like, I can't bomb.
Yeah,
I can't bomb and then ride my bike home.
But yeah, again, it was amazing. I mean, it's Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, and the three of us on stage, and we're working material, and we're trying, and the audience was so happy to be out again. It was just, yeah, it was, those are dream moments in life.
Everyone must ask, but do you get advice from Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock?
Oh, yeah, definitely. If you just listen to them, it's advice.
Yeah.
You know, like, Like Chris Rock, I used to work 7 days a week, and I was like proud of it. I was like, I work 7 days a week. I work 7 days a week, every day. And then Chris Rock was like, you're gonna be the most unfunny comedian of all time. And I was like, what? And he's like, you work all the time. He's like, comedy comes from life, you know? And he's like, if you work every day, what is your comedy gonna? Your comedy's gonna start being about comedy. And I was like, oh man, I never thought about that.
That's wild.
Yeah, and like he's told me so many things. Chappelle has given me advice. Chappelle will give me advice though. He'll go, here's all the advice, and then at the end of it he goes, but don't take my advice, because I mean.
That's interesting, right? And then don't take my advice.
His advice is always like, don't listen to me.
But you did have some time off. I mean,
I did, man. I tried to use it as much. I tell everybody, man, we don't know what life is going to be like or not be like. So use the little opportunities that you get to just live a little bit more. You know, even if it means walk. I've walked in more parks in New York than I ever did in like the 6 years since I moved here. Now I'm like, there's a park, I walk in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before I was like, a park, what am I doing in a park?
Yeah.
Now I do touristy things. You know how many people live in a city and they've never seen any of the sights?
No,
We take it for granted.
We really do, yeah. People go like, yes, what, do you go see the Statue of Liberty? I'm like, no, I don't see that every day. I know it exists, it's here.
You see, and that's what I'm talking about. So I've tried to just like live a bit more, and that's what I've been doing during this period, just like trying to live a little bit more, to appreciate what we didn't have.
You're doing your Back to Abnormal tour,
Yes.
which is this is going to be in London. You're going all over.
I'm going to London tonight and then start the show. So it's going to be at the O2 Arena. Really excited. Sold out.
Wow.
And I mean, it's like the UK is just open. That's like crazy. I love how every country is just going with their own thing. Do you know what I mean? No, because like America's like, all right, look, guys, we're sort of open, but we're not open fully. We're not. And then in the UK, they were like, we're closed. Then like, all right, it's open. We don't care anymore.
Yeah, at this point,
it's all open.
we don't care.
It's all open. This is how it's going to be now. We're all open. This is what we're doing.
And Daily Show comes back.
Yeah.
When are you back?
Next week, Monday, we're back.
Next Monday, you are
Yeah, we're back next Monday.
I think the show that you were doing was amazing, by the way. You did great work, and that's when we needed you. We needed people to come out and entertain, and you were right there. And you're like, yep, I got to do it for my house. I'm going to do it, and you just did it. I thought it was awesome. And
Thank you, man. That's
props to you for doing that.
Yeah.
You got creative, and it was really good. But now, are you going to go back to the Suits?
Well, we can't go back anywhere right now because we're in the middle of things. So it's like we're going to try find a space. I think my neighbors are happy. You know, because like my neighbors were like, so this is like where you make the show now? I'm like, yeah, this is me making the show. I'm just like the guy screaming next door to you. Like, welcome back!
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, like, the neighbors was like, yeah, no, you can go. So yeah, I'm figuring out the pieces now. It's going to be exciting. Like I'm trying new things. I'm playing. I'm exploring. You know what? I think what COVID has done to me is it's made me a little bit less afraid to fail in life, because when COVID happened, it took everything away from us. You know what I mean? It took away our friends. It took away our opportunities. It took away so many people's jobs. It took away dreams. It took away aspirations. And so now I feel ungrateful not trying to live life a little bit more because there is life to be lived. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so now I'm just like,
I love that.
have fun.
I love that.
Try it.
We're going to have fun. When we come back, more with Trevor Noah. Come on back.
Hey, hey.